Hey guys, Splappa09Gaming here, your friendly neighborhood Valheim builder. And today we're back with some more ways to help you make your builds look better in Valheim. So you've been searching around, you found yourself a spot to build, and you've leveled it out and flattened it out. Now you've got a big ass space to build, and now you're trying to figure out what you can do. Honestly, one of the things you can do is just start off small. You can start off with something like this, or you can start off with something huge. You can build out of wood, you can build out of wood and stone, you can build out a couple of different kinds of wood, either way. One of the things I always do is I usually start off with an elevated platform. Start off with a pole. You can either go tall, you can go short, either way. I like to get it up, raised up a little bit. I can have some room to build underneath if I'd like, or build against the side of it. And then you'll come up here with floors, and then the easiest way, see, it's hard to snap these to the top here, because you can't really see the top unless you jump. But one of the things you can do is if you cycle through E, or hit the buttons Q and E to cycle through the snapping options, you can find one that says corner, and then you can snap one right to the corner. And then you can go right back to auto and snap the pieces off of this. Then after you've got yourself your little foundation of the beginning of it built, one of the things you can do is cycle through those again. So you're snapping through the top of a pole, and then you can snap these to each corner. That way you have contact with the ground. And you'll know if you have contact with the ground when the pieces that you look at are blue. That means that it is supported by the ground. And now that you've got these ones right here, you can always get rid of the middle support. I always like to put support pillars around the entire outside. It makes it look symmetrical, makes it look nice. So let's say you've already got your house built. One of the things you want to do is you don't want this big empty space here. You don't want to walk up to a, you got your stairs in. You don't want to walk up to the house and have it look like this. So one of the things you can do is you want to try to do stuff under here. So one of the things you can do is you can just put walls down here and kind of turn it into a basement if you'd like later on in the future for your build. One of the other things you can do is if you're not wanting to use this space down here as a basement, is I like to use these right here. These right here, the 26 degrees, and then you can snap them to the bottom of those poles like this. Go all the way around. There you go, and it kind of gives your building a little bit of depth. Just that little bit right there helps it look not so empty. Now, you can just build walls just like this. One of the things I like to do before I build is I like to put pillars on the outside. Now, you can snap them straight, square, in line with these right here, or one of the things you can do is as you've got them placed, rotate them a little bit, and now you've got them off-center a little bit, and this will also give your building a little bit of depth, as you'll see the corners through the walls here. So, with this, you want, this is the back of your building. You kind of want it to be, protected. You don't want people to be able to see in. You don't want enemies to be able to see in here. So you usually build full walls just like this. But the sides and the front are a different story. So to make simple windows, if you don't have any other options to use stuff like this, you take these half walls like this, and then you take horizontal beams, and you go like this. And you can also put another beam in the center here. Again, rotate it if you'd like, give it a little bit more depth. And now you've got windows. All right, now the next thing you want to do is you want to come get this door here. And one of the things about doors you'll notice is it has 3 snap points. So you have this one here. You got this one right here in the middle. And you got this one right here at the edge. So you can put your door centered. You can kind of put it forward towards the front of the house, which will give your door, the house a little bit more depth. The door will be peeking out or poking out just a little bit. Or you could bring it towards the inside. That way you can have a little bit of a entryway. Right here, you can step up onto the platform and open up the door. I like to keep my doors centered. That way, I'm a little bit ADHD when it comes to building, but I think it looks good just like that. And then you can also build roofs just like this right off of here, one level high. But when one level high like this, it's gonna look it's going to look a little cramped. So I like to go up. I like to go up another half wall high here. And again, you can place your pillars just like this. And then I like to opt for, with a building like this, it'll just be 45-degree corner roofs. And all you need is 4 of them. There you go. Now, if you're wanting to put a fire in here, you can go a different direction. You can go with 45-degree roofs like this. That way, the smoke is vented out right there and through this window. If you would like to cover up this space on one side, you can use these right here, and they'll snap right to the roof pieces. And then you can leave this side open here. And if you really, really want to get technical with it, you can just build a little chimney all the way up, and then use this right here on the top. And there you go. Now you've got a chimney to vent your campfire. Like I said, just a little outpost, just to give you guys some tips. Now you've got your chimney vented here. And so because you have your chimney vented through here, you can also take this and close this off. So now the only open spot is right here where you've got your chimney vented. Now, if you don't want to use these pieces here, the 26 roof crosses, you don't have to. You can also do this same design like this right here with these pieces. Just snap them in however you need to, like this. Now, there'll be a little bit of a beveled edge, like they'll stick up above your floor right there, but it's kind of in the wall, so you can't really see it. There you go. Now it kind of closes this in, and now there isn't too many gaps between the windows in here. It doesn't look like the building's just standing on sticks. One of the other things I like to do as well around the outside, around the bottom of the floor here, is I like to put these beams. Again, gives it some more depth, breaks up the monotony of what you've got going on here just a little bit. And you can do the same thing around the top here. Then one of the other things I kind of like to do is these roof pieces are 45 degrees. We'll put these here as well, put some beams here. Then one of the other things you can do is take the 26-degree roof piece and do like this. Now you've got yourself a little overhang. And then one other thing you can do is this right here, and you take these 26-degree roof pieces and you cycle it to where it's snapping on the top right there, on that top right corner. Now it snaps to here, and you can do this on both sides. You just have to find the correct snapping point for this one, like that. And then you can do the same thing up top here, and we'll show you what that effect it gives you here. Now you've got a little bit of an overhang on each side. Again, gives the house a little more depth, a little more personality, a little more charm. And then the other thing you can do that I like to do sometimes is go on the outside here and put some of these beams up here like this, and do the same thing here on the 26-degree ones. And then you can come around and put some of these on here as well. So one of the other things I like to do after I've got my roof all trimmed out with those edge pieces is I'll repeat the process. I'll put these little short horizontal wood beams here, and then repeat this process. And then one more thing I'd like to do here. One more thing I like to do is kind of frame up the windows here, the rest of these. Get some horizontal pieces in here. There we go. Like I said, gives it a little bit more. And then the other thing you can do to give your pieces a little more depth, so if you free place a couple of beams directly on top of the other ones you have, then you can snap these to it. And again, it just gives your house a little bit more character. If you really wanted to get fancy with it, you could snap a couple more of these like this. And now you've got yourself a little windowsill. Then one more thing I like to do is I put these poles here and here, and then you use 26-degree wood beams, because that is the same angle as the stairs themselves. And you got yourself some railings. And if you really, really want to get down to it, you can snap a couple of these wood poles here as support beams to make it look more realistic. Because that's what you would do in an actual house. And there you go. Now you've got yourself one of the more decked out 4x4 houses you can have. And there should be enough space in here for a bed and a chest or two. And now you've got a little outpost that might be a little bit better than just a 4x4 cube. Looks a little bit better. You got a fire in here. And also, if you really want to, you can use some of this space down here if you'd like as like a basement, like storage space. And then you can expand this for as much as you want. But these are just a few of the things that'll help your building look a lot better. Yep, there you go. So just a few more building tips for you for Valheim. And again, this entire thing was out of wood, so this is just a few more things that'll help you in the early game, and you can use these in the late game with any of the other building options you want. Try mixing stone and wood. I like to use dark wood and ash wood in certain parts of my build. I do like building foundations out of stone because it makes it more realistic, makes it more Viking. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for the support on the channel. The best way to support the channel is over on Patreon, where you can sign up for free and also become a paid member, where you get more exclusive free stuff from Splappa09Gaming, which I only post on Patreon. So thank you guys. As always, much love, and I'll see you in the next video.